Welcome to the gods of boxing talk.
Welcome to another show here on the Gods of Boxing Talk, the most controversial channel on YouTube. Got my man Sush, your boy 2K the God here. Now for this particular segment, we kind of want to do some post fights on some fights that happened this weekend, man. We had two fights that a lot of people are disappointed in when it comes to the decision. One fight, the scorecards were not to everyone's liking, but I think a lot of people felt the right man won. The other fight, I'm sorry, man. The other fight, the scorecards were a little too wide, but a lot felt the wrong man won, and including the guy who lost, who went out on a tangent once again, his second loss in a row, and is bitching, moaning, and complaining. So for the first fight, we'll go ahead and start off with a fight that happened in Russia. Pretty big cruiserweight bout between MURAT GASSIEV and DENIS LEBEDEV. DENIS LEBEDEV being the WBA super and the IBF champion. Now, he did some bitching, moaning, complaining before the fight, did not want to have his WBA super title on the line. And the WBA obliged him. And I'm not surprised that they did because of the fuckery that the WBA has been on all over with Luis Ortiz and shit, Frezzo, Kendo, Lucas Brown, all that heavyweight fuckery. Why not let it trickle down to cruiserweight? It's only one division below.
Yep.
Fuck out of here. So he still was able to keep that belt, win or lose in this fight. Now, what ended up happening is MURAT GASSIEV gets a split decision. Seth! You watched the fight, my man, as I did. I will do my assessment right after you give me yours. What you got, fam?
Oh, man. First off, feels good to be back. You know? But yeah, man. This fight was actually a really, really good fight. Like you said, the fight took place in Russia. MURAT GASSIEV, man, you know what? I'm kind of liking this cat. I'm actually starting to like him a little bit. And I think one of the reasons why I like him is because he doesn't have that quote-unquote hype train behind him just yet. Now, the wheels have been turning a little bit, but he doesn't have it fully behind him just yet. And just like we had a conversation earlier, I'm more of a fan when a guy doesn't have that hype train just behind him because it gives me the opportunity to actually view the guy without any bias. You know, I'm not necessarily looking for one particular thing that's just been, you know, hammered on, like his power or his movement or anything like that. I'm looking at the fighter as a whole, and I can assess him much better.
Word.
With that being said, MURAT GASSIEV has a long way to go. He has a long way to go. He's 23 years old, so I believe he's going to do nothing but get better. In this fight, though, he was able to control the pace early. I thought he came out, stayed behind his jab, and just, took all the space he could from Denis Lebedev. You know, and in the fifth round, he landed just a really good body shot. Very. Yep. A left hook to the body. And if the viewers out there haven't seen the fight, if you go back and watch the fight, look at the trajectory of that punch. It looked like it's coming high, and just about at the last second, MURAT keeps it low and just smashes Lebedev to the body. So it was a great shot. I really liked the way he threw it. And I liked the accuracy that he had on that shot throughout the fight. Now, one of the things that Gassiev doesn't do very well is he's, I think, about 6'3". I think he's about 6'3", and he fights 6'3". Fights very tall. He, I think he does tend to get a little bit over his feet, over his lead foot, a little bit. But the thing that, and one of the other things that I don't like about him is he loads up on every single punch. It's one of the,
I saw. That was a
yeah, absolutely. It's one of the things that I don't like about Arthur Beshbiev.
Yes.
Is these guys are very hard punchers, very, very hard punchers, but they tend to load up on their punches. And if anybody knows anything about the sport, a lot of times when you do that, me and Man 2K had this conversation earlier, your shots, you take some steam off your shots. When you're just loading up and you just, all the veins coming out your neck and you're really trying to get it to this cat, by the time that punch gets there, it's going to be hard, but it's not going to be as hard as it was had you thrown that shot naturally. Case in point, look at Sergey Kovalev. When he lets his shots go, they almost look effortless, but they do the most damage possible. If you go back and you look at I believe it was the first fight with Jean Pascal, he pops Pascal with the right hand, jumps back, and then pops him with another right hand, but it was so effortless, and he knocked Pascal into the ropes. So that's the one thing that I'm not liking about Gassiev right now. I do think that will get better as he goes. But to get a little bit deeper into this fight, another thing, he dropped Lebedev in the 5th round, like I said, with the body shot, but toward the end of the fight, more fading fighter looked like MURAT GASSIEV. And he was, to me, he was, I don't want to say he was maintaining control, because Lebedev did do some good things well. He kept turning Gassiev. He kept turning him. And when he would stop, he would put some punches on Gassiev and then turn him. And it's another. There we go. And it's another thing that I said earlier, that I alluded to earlier. Gassiev tends to be very heavy on his feet, very heavy on his feet, and he tends to be a little bit too much over his lead foot. Well, when Lebedev was turning him, he would be unbalanced at some points. And as he goes up and fights the more elite fighter, that's something that is going to play against him a lot. So, like I said, very good fight. I did like the fight. I had Gassiev winning. I did enough to take the title from Lebedev. And something else to mention, this fight these two guys could actually have a rematch.
Yeah.
And they could rematch for Lebedev's WBA title. Like 2K, you mentioned earlier, Lebedev bitched about putting it on the line. So he didn't. So that belt wasn't on the line, but he did lose the IBF title. I myself would like to see a rematch. I think the fight was that good. I would honestly say keep that fight in Russia. The event to me was one of the better events in Russia, just in terms of the arena, the fans, and all that other stuff. So I would definitely say keep it in Russia. If you bring it over here, the fans are not used to Gassiev at all. And the only thing we know Denis Lebedev for is knocking out Roy Jones Jr., which everybody knows that's a fading. Well, that's a faded star. And so I don't think people would tend to that fight. Now, if they put it on an undercard, it's going to have, I think, a much greater effect on the American fans. But, like I said, very good, very, very, very good fight. I had Gassiev winning. I do think he's a very good-looking cruiserweight right now, but I think he just has a exactly. But he just has to me, he's got a long way to go. I've heard Abel Sanchez say he's the next Gennady Golovkin. I don't think he is. Exactly. So I don't think he is, but for the fans that don't know, he is trained by Abel Sanchez. He does a lot of work with Gennady Golovkin and all these other things. But he's not a Gennady Golovkin right now. His balance is a little bit too bad for me. And he doesn't have that Golovkin-type jab. Though he does stay behind his jab at times, I think he tends to smother his own punches because he's just a bull. He comes straight at you, and he's just, behind that jab, and then he loads up on a huge right hand. Yes. So that's the thing about it that I'm going to be a little critical because I want him to get better, and because I do like the kid right now. His hardest fight, though, and if you guys really want to see him, some of his struggles, some of the things he can improve on, the Isaiah Thomas fight was very hard. And that fight was a no contest. But in my mind, Isaiah Thomas was beating Murat Gassiev at the time. Gassiev hit him with an illegal shot after the bell. And Gassiev has no defense for a jab. It didn't have to be a good jab. Denis Lebedev was jabbing the shit out of him.
Yeah,
and Gassiev was... Gassiev stayed behind his guard, but when you have that high guard, it's unless you're winky right, you are gonna get tagged. You're gonna get tagged, and that was one of the things Isaiah Thomas was able to do in that fight. He was getting his jab through Gassiev's guard, whose forehead was, it was as red as my damn hat after the fight. So. Good fighter, not shitting on him. I actually like the guy. I think he's going to be a good cruiserweight. But I would say that Hype Train needs to, just stay stagnant. Don't get all the way behind him and try to sell us something that he's not. Give the fans a chance to actually like him. And, we should see some good things from him.
Yeah, man. I like your assessment. Just a few things that I disagree with. First thing, I want to start off, I disagree with the Roy Jones Jr. Statement. My man is not a faded star. That motherfucker is a falling star. Yeah. That nigga's a meteor right now, nigga. He already landed and shit somewhere in Roswell, fam. Yeah. That's what the fuck Roy Jones is. No, but as far as Gassiev, man, the judges' scorecard in this fight, I think, were a bit wide. I think the right man won, but two judges had it 116, 111, and 116, 12, respectively. Now, the 116, 112 judge, I questioned what the fuck you were watching because there was a knockdown. 116, 112 is 8 rounds to 4. But you have to take a point away for the knockdown, so in order to get a 116 from Gassiev, that means you gave 111 to Lebedev, not 112. In order to get 112, it would have to be 115, 112. Unless he scored a 10-10 round. And if you're scoring 10-10 rounds, I really don't respect you as a judge. You know what I'm saying? 10-10 rounds is lazy, dog. Like, I don't know who won. I'll just say 10-10. You can do that the whole fucking fight then. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point of being a judge. You choose by being able to analyze and break down what you're seeing, in real time. That's what we do when we're watching the fights.
Yeah.
Okay. I had Gassiev winning 114, 113. Okay. The other judge had Lebedev 114, 113. I have no problem with that. Yeah. Case in point, and this is the first thing I disagree with. You said in the beginning of the fight, Gassiev pretty much controlled the pace with his jab. I disagree with that just inside the first 4 rounds. I had the fight even after 4. The first 2 rounds I had Lebedev winning. The first round I could see that given to Gassiev because he did establish a jab later in the round, and really Lebedev was pumping his own jab, and he was really trying to feel him, trying to see what Gassiev's tendencies are. But on the other side, Gassiev was doing the same thing. He was trying to create distance or find that perfect range to keep Lebedev at in the first round. So he was doing more waiting and more, throw that motherfucker out there, seeing how Lebedev reacts. Okay, I'll throw the other one out there. That's what he was doing. So just based on work rate, I gave that first round to Lebedev. Second round was definitely Lebedev in my opinion. That's when he started landing that jab more consistently. And then in the third round is when Gassiev actually picked it up. That's when he picked up the pace. That's when he started putting combinations together. That's when he started catching Lebedev with that straight right hand. One of the biggest things about this fight, a lot of people were probably looking above the waist. I was looking a lot below the waist. I was looking at the feet. Okay, you got Lebedev, who's a southpaw, versus Gassiev, who's an orthodox fighter, right? So what is the first rule of thumb when you are an orthodox fighter fighting a left-handed fighter? You got to keep your foot on the outside. Same thing with the left-handed fighter. Right? Each respective fighter, if you have outside positioning with your feet, then that opponent will actually have to circle into your strong hand. That's the point. So that's what I saw Gassiev successfully doing in the first half of this fight. The first 6 rounds, he kept his foot on the outside of Lebedev's. That way, he was able to set him up for that right hand almost every single fucking round in the first six rounds of the fight. Now, the second 6, it was the other way around. You had Lebedev with his feet on the outside, and you saw a lot of Gassiev, a lot of his how do I say, his progression was stagnated because he was gassing out. And you could look at his left foot, and that shit would be inside Lebedev's feet. And that allowed Lebedev to tee off of him, back up, circle to the right where he wants to go, which is Gassiev's left hand, okay? And then he would repeat, he would rinse and repeat. One of the biggest things that I wanted Lebedev to keep doing was lead with the straight left. That shit was killing. He was catching him a lot. Exactly. He stayed like this. So Lebedev would back up. He'll kind of throw that little, little play jab out there. Then he'll just stick him with the straight left. This shit was beautiful, straight down the pipe. I think it was round 10. He backed up. Murat Gassiev was coming up. And then as Gassiev took a few steps forward because he was trying to dictate the pace in the beginning of that round, right? Lebedev stepped in and threw that goddamn straight left, and it hurt Gassiev right through the pipe, hurt Gassiev, stopped. He was stiff for a second, then he started backing up, and he was backing up like this. That's when Lebedev actually started to pour in on him. Now, I think in that 10th round, I ended up giving it to Gassiev because at the end of the day, Gassiev recovered. I mean, it was like a flash. It was like a punch that stunned him. He recovered maybe 10, 15 seconds later, and then he started to dictate the pace. He started landing his jab and landing straight right-handed well. Also, the left hook that he landed in the 5th round, he abandoned that in the second half of the fight. So he threw it here and there, but he didn't stay to it. Like, he would throw it, but then he'll back off, and then he stayed up top. Dude, if you knocked him down with a shot to the body, well, continue the body work. I don't want to see you going to the top unless you're just trying to mix up your combinations. But every single combination he started with started at the top. And then he might mix in a left hook or a right hook at the bottom, but then he'll come back up to the top. So a lot of the fact that he allowed Lebedev to dictate the pace, I mean, he had him on his back foot, and Lebedev was kind of outboxing him at certain points in the fight. A lot of that was happening. Plus, Lebedev's jab, that straight left hand, that lost Gassiev a lot of the later rounds. But I still think he did enough to pull the fight out of the bag, especially with that knockdown. So, 114-113 for Gassiev for me. Great win for him. He's the new IBF Cruiserweight champion. The fight happens again. I don't think it will be in the USA because both of them are from Russia. So, I think the fight, the WBA, if the WBA allows the fight to fucking happen like it was supposed to anyway, right? I think it would be in Russia anyway. So I'll watch a rematch, and I think honestly Gassiev really just needs to do the same thing. I think he needs to come out a little faster than he did. He took a little bit of some time to get into his rhythm, trying to measure the smaller Lebedev. But if he comes out a little bit faster, I think he can take this fight running away. And just stay behind your jab and keep your fucking guard up, because Lebedev was going straight through your guard, man. He was going straight through your guard.
Yep.
All right. You got anything to add on that one?
Couple things, real quick. Couple honorable mentions. MURAT GASSIEV, has enrolled in the VADA CBD, which is the clean boxing program. That's something that I think all fighters should do, because this drug doping shit is going crazy in boxing right now. Yeah. So kudos to MURAT GASSIEV for that. Another thing is MURAT GASSIEV needs to implement better combinations, better punch variations, should I say. That was also something that I forgot to mention. I've seen a lot of 1-2-3, 1-2-3 up top, the 2 up top. Like you said, he did kind of abandon that left hook to the body, or he would do a 1-2-3 to the body. It was just the same shit. So definitely he has to touch up on that. But that's pretty much it. I would love to see this fight again. Like we said, keep the fight in Russia.
Yes, sir. All right, now moving on to the next fight. I'm going to keep this shit real brief, man. Richard Commey did a whole lot of bitching, bickering about losing to Robert Easter Jr., which was the IBF title fight, right? I think it was a vacant IBF. I don't think either one of them had that shit, but...
Yeah, it was vacant. It was vacant.
He did some bitching and moaning. The IBF said, all right, god damn it. You'll fight Denis Shafikov in Russia. How about that? You like that? He was like, sure, give me the goddamn fight. And this fight will be for the IBF title eliminator, so the winner is going to be the automatic mandatory for Robert Easter Jr. sometime next year, right? Well, in this fight, Richard Commey showed me that he's probably the dumbest fighter. You know what? Let me just say this, man. Let me just say this. For some reason, because we saw this with Rancis Barthélemy, and then the same thing I was doing in this fight is the same thing I was doing in that fight. Standing up, fucking screaming, yelling at the TV. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck? For some reason, when guys fight Denis Shafikov, who is, in my opinion, the 135-pound version of Ruslan Provodnikov, their fucking names even rhyme and shit. Shafikov, Provodnikov. You know what I'm saying? Some about them fucking Kovs. You know what I'm saying? Relentless aggression. They come forward no matter what. They never get tired, right?
Yep.
For some reason, Shafikov makes these guys fight a stupid fight in the ring. He's obviously the shorter guy. He has the shorter arms. There is no boxing with Shafikov. He has to get inside of you. He's gonna come forward. He doesn't have very much head movement. I mean, he may do some shit like this every once in a while, but it ain't nothing that you can't time. You know what I'm saying? If you got a nice jab, you don't even have to have a great jab. All you gotta do is have a nice one. You know what I'm saying? As long as you got the reach advantage, it should land almost probably 95% of the time, right? So why is it, Sus, every time these guys who can actually box from the outside well enough to defeat Shafikov convincingly, why do they always make it a harder fight? I don't understand.
Hey, I don't know.
Now, we saw Denis Shafikov murder Jamel Herring, okay? Jamel Herring was a prospect, a highly touted one, right? A lot of motherfuckers was like, yo, Jamel Herring, yo, Floyd Mayweather, nigga, Floyd Mayweather.
Dang.
Nope. not if Denis Shafikov has something to say about that, right? I think he got him out of there, man. I'm trying to pull it up as we speak, but I think Denis Shafikov knocked him out like in the 6th round or something like that.
Wow.
But the story of this fight was basically Richard Commey not being able to keep the fight in the middle of the fucking ring. He continuously kept his back on the road. And then another thing, one thing that you mentioned that was a good thing about MURAT Gassiev, right? Denis Lebedev. He he was turning Denis Lebedev, throw combinations and turn him, right?
Uh-huh.
Commey did nothing of the sort. He did that in one round. That was the 12th round. He did it in one round, bro. Now, in this fight, I had Commey winning 115-113, but it giving his boxing ability, yeah, exactly. Given his boxing ability, he should have won the fight probably 116-112, 117-111. The same thing with Francis Barthélemy. I had that fight close, and he should have won by a wide margin. The judges, I believe, had this fight, one had it 115-113 for Commey, I believe.
Okay.
I'm sorry. One had it 115-113 for Shafikov. One had it 116-112 for Shafikov, and the other one had it 112-116 for Commey.
Oh, wow.
And that was Adelaide Bird, who she actually does a good job scoring fights.
Yeah.
But I don't think. I mean, it really depends on what you're looking for. This would be a good fight if you had two friends, right? And you want to basically measure their boxing knowledge. You tell them, all right, fam, hey, you sit over there, you sit over here. And turn this fight on and tell both of them to score this fight. And then at the end of the fight, have them niggas give you a book report, you know what I'm saying, with their scorecards, saying why they picked fighter A or fighter B to win this fight. And you'll instantly understand what type of fighters these guys favor when they're watching fights. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
That's the kind of fight this was. Richard Commey is bitching and moaning again. I don't think this fight, I think the scorecards were wide. 116-112 for Denis Shafikov is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
115-113 is clearly plausible. Even a draw is fine with me. But 116-112 was wide. But Commey feels like he won this fight walking away. And it's like you can't win a fight with the wrong game plan. Or let me say this. You can't expect to win a fight in another man's home country with the wrong game plan. You have to look flawless.
Yeah.
And the fact that he was jabbing him, he was throwing a lot of. I mean, the first few rounds of the fight, it looked like a goddamn boxing exhibition, bro. He was peppering him with a jab, peppering him with a lot of straight right hands. The first 6 rounds, I had him winning 4 of them motherfuckers. But then after round 6, it's like he was getting tired of doing a lot of movement, doing a lot of the straight punches, doing a lot of the weaving. Then he would back up to the ropes. And he did this in the first half of the fight. Back up, stay like this. Shafikov would then move him in with his head like that. Then he throws some uppercuts, go to the body. I mean, it was... I just hate seeing that shit, Seth. And I'm yelling, get the fuck off the ropes! Get off the ropes! Very frustrating fight. I thought Richard Commey won, but I'm okay with Denis Shafikov winning by a point of the fight being a draw. Just basically off the fact that he fought the wrong fight against a fighter that he should have beaten convincingly. What's next for Richard Commey? I don't know. He's talking about he wants a rematch. He still wants to fight Robert Easter Jr. I don't know, but hats off to Denis Shafikov. He did exactly what he was supposed to do in a fight where the opponent was giving him the opportunities he needed to look good, and he took them.
Yeah.
So he is now Robert Easter Jr.'s mandatory.
Okay.
I think Robert Easter's gonna kill this motherfucker. So, you got anything to add on that one, fam?
Nah, man. Come on over here and get this ass whooping.
Exactly. We're going to go ahead and conclude this segment right here. YouTube, do what you do in the comment section. Would be real. Let us know what you thought of these 2 fights. This is Real Talk for Real Fans. 1.